Hello everybody, how you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Smarland here, and this is episode 11 of Kingdom Hearts 2. But before we can get into the game, which will be in about a couple minutes, like almost an hour though, just gonna have a little talk about the weather, the national weather discussion that we're gonna do right now. So right now, what do we have here? Well, let's start off with taking a good look at the overall picture right now. As you can see, there are 203 active weather alerts, 23 storm based, 6 severe thunderstorm warnings in Alabama, New Mexico, Nebraska, Wyoming, 4 special marine warnings in Florida, and 13 special weather statements in Nebraska, Florida, Texas, Alabama, New Mexico, Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana. There are 84 non-precipitation active weather alerts, 50 are extreme heat warnings, 34 air quality alerts, 68 flood warnings, and 28 red flag warnings. Let's start off in the Northeast. So what do we got here? Okay, so we have a few flood warnings in the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. Elsewhere, well, just to prove my point, I'm just going to click here. Flood warnings. There are extreme heat warnings throughout southern New England, the Hudson Valley, the greater New York City area, much of New Jersey, eastern half of Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Washington area, all the way to coastal Virginia, western West Virginia, southeastern Ohio. Although we may be getting a little bit carried away right there, we're just only focused on the Northeast. Plenty of air quality alerts throughout much of the tri-state area of New York City, especially the western parts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, in terms of precipitation, there are just about a few places where there are some scattered, some showers moving away from northeastern Maine, moving out towards the east, and then you have some showers just in the Delmarva Peninsula, moving towards the southwest, moving in towards Virginia and the Carolinas right now. But so far, it's mostly quiet, though there is plenty of heat that's going to happen for the next few days, which we're going to get to in a few moments. Let's go down south where there are lots of pop-up thunderstorms all across the south. Now, what do we have here? Okay, so special weather statements. Severe thunderstorm warnings are in Alabama. Strong thunderstorms, especially choppy waters in the panhandle of Florida, and as well as anywhere along the western side of the Florida Peninsula. Plenty of thunderstorms in Louisiana. Flood warnings too, along with Mississippi, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, and even a little bit in Iowa and Minnesota. But it's quite stormy, quite stagnant, slightly moving towards the northwest, folks, as you can see. But elsewhere throughout the south, you're just looking at some pop-up thunderstorms that occurred during the afternoon as a result of daytime heating and moisture that's present throughout those parts of the country. But so far, it's quite dry in this dead center of Texas, Oklahoma. Now we move on towards the northeast, the Ohio Valley, yet pop on. Do. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so showers and thunderstorms are in some parts of Kentucky, mostly in the south. Elsewhere throughout the Ohio Valley, it's all clear, as you can see. But there are plenty of excessive heat warnings in southeastern Ohio, as I accidentally mentioned. Plus, northwestern Ohio, northern Indiana, Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Detroit, southern Michigan. Plenty of air quality alerts in the on the west coast of the lower peninsula of Michigan. More excessive heat warnings throughout Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota, and Nebraska. But so far, there isn't much activity throughout the Central Plains and Mississippi Valley, though there are thunderstorms in the Northern Plains, Upper Mississippi Valley, parts of the country like northern Minnesota, North Dakota. And as for the Northern Rockies, there are more thunderstorms throughout Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. There are special weather statements. Thunderstorms are brewing in southwestern Montana and southeastern Wyoming near Cheyenne, plus a severe thunderstorm warning there. Expires in 39 minutes, a special weather statement. Well, actually, there are heavy snow showers there with reduced visibility and even occasional lightning. So in a way, there are thunderstorms there. I mean, which means, you could bring Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel to do a little skit on thunder snow, if you know what I mean, folks. Or thunderstorms near Cheyenne, as I mentioned. Colorado, you're not seeing much action going on. Well, just a few clouds and showers in the northern half of the state, but it's not widespread though. In the rest of Colorado is clear, as well as so much of Utah. But in northern Utah, there are passing showers and clouds in the vicinity, as well as northeastern Nevada. But elsewhere, it's quite dry. New Mexico, there are... Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. There are plenty of thunderstorms on the eastern half of New Mexico, with a special weather statement indicating strong thunderstorms, small hail, damaging winds. But there's also severe thunderstorm warnings. A severe thunderstorm warning near Roswell. Nothing going on in Arizona. However, there are red flag warnings throughout Colorado, Utah, and Arizona. California, you're not seeing much. Nothing is occurring in California. The Pacific Northwest, much of the action is just east of the Cascades. I mean, there's a lot of flow coming from Canada, but it's mainly the leeward side of the Cascades problem. Alright, now let's start moving on and start talking about weather websites. Alright, so bear with me on this, folks. Let me refresh the page. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. And now let's talk a little bit about what's going on throughout the country. Well, let's see what we got. Okay, so New England, much New England and upstate New York, Long Island, you do have winds that are blowing at around 25 miles per hour in some areas. Elsewhere, it's quite calm. Winds are coming from the west-northwest, but shifting towards the northeast as it makes its way towards the coast. But in places like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, and even northern West Virginia, winds are moving towards the east, shifting towards the northeast though. Winds are blowing at about up to 25 miles per hour, but on the east end of Long Island, winds are about 30 miles an hour. In Virginia and southern West Virginia, winds are very light and variable there, with the exception of the coastline, in which the coastal part of Virginia and the Chesapeake Bay area, winds are shifting from the south to the northeast at up to 30 miles an hour. Temperatures in Maine are in the upper 60s to mid 80s. The entirety of New England, except for Maine, temperatures are in the low 80s to low 90s. Upstate New York, temperatures are in the mid 70s to mid 80s. The greater New York City area, temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Pennsylvania, you do have temperatures that are in the upper 70s to low 90s. In Maryland, in the Delmarva Peninsula, anywhere west of the Chesapeake Bay Area, in Maryland, in Washington, D.C., temperatures are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. West Virginia, temperatures are in the 80s to mid 90s. Virginia, temperatures are in the low 80s to mid 90s. Oh boy. Alright, so we do have this big surface high pressure center located off the Carolinas right now. And it looks like as though it's pushing its winds towards the Carolinas and Georgia and even Florida. Along the coastal parts of the Carolinas, Georgia, and even Florida, the peninsula part of Florida, wind speeds are up to 25 miles per hour there, especially just close to 30 miles per hour in parts of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Elsewhere, just inland in the Carolinas and even Georgia, wind speeds are, well, actually light and variable there, but mostly it looks like as though it's moving further inland. But other than that, it's just light and variable. In Florida and the Panhandle of Florida, well, winds are very light and variable in some parts of the Panhandle, but yet winds are still moving towards the west, though, in some areas. Temperatures in the Carolinas range from the low 80s to mid 90s. In Georgia, temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Florida, temperatures are in the 80s to mid 90s. Let's go to Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. Alabama, light and variable winds, but Mobile has on sea breeze of up to 20 miles per hour. Mississippi, for the most part, it looks like light winds, a little bit variable though, but in some parts it looks like it's moving towards the north, particularly in the western part of the state. Tennessee, winds very light and variable there, with the exception of western and northern Tennessee, moving towards the northeast at up to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures in Tennessee are in the mid 80s to low 90s. Alabama in the 80s. Mississippi in the upper 80s to low 90s. Arkansas, winds are moving generally towards the north, but stronger winds are in the northwestern corner of the state, moving at about up to 30 miles per hour there. Temperatures are in the 90s. Louisiana, you get plenty of sea breeze from the Gulf, with winds moving from the southeast, shifting towards the north, but in the coastal part of Louisiana, winds are up to 30 miles an hour. Temperatures statewide are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. Texas and Oklahoma. Okay, this is the part where I gotta dig deep. Let me see the chat real quick. Nothing going on, especially here. Yeah, I just want to make sure, folks. Okay, for the most part, much of Texas do have winds that are coming from the Gulf, but places like San Angelo, their wind speeds are the strongest, or rather just southwest of town. It's just blowing up to 30 to 40 miles per hour, but it's even worse in the Texas-Oklahoma line, like in the west central portion of Oklahoma and the eastern part of the panhandle of Texas. Winds are blowing at about around 40 miles an hour, blowing towards the north though. The far western part of Texas, winds are very light there, but they're moving towards the north though. Even though winds are coming from the southwest in some parts, like El Paso. Let's talk about temperatures. So what do we have in Oklahoma? Temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Panhandle of Texas, temperatures are in the 80s. Western Texas, temperatures are in the mid 70s to upper 80s. Southern Texas, temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Eastern Texas, temperatures are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. Let's go to the Ohio Valley. Kentucky, winds are very light there, but regardless, winds are blowing towards the northeast, along with Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. Illinois has stronger winds, blowing at up to 30 to 35 miles per hour in the northern half of the state, just up to 25 miles per hour in the northern half of Indiana and northwestern Ohio. Temperatures in Kentucky, they are in the 80s to mid 90s. Ohio, temperatures are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. Indiana, in the upper 80s to low 90s. Illinois, temperatures are in the 90s. Let's go to the Great Lakes, where you do have winds that are generally blowing towards the northwest. But except for Lake Superior, where Lake Superior, its winds start moving back towards Wisconsin and the upper peninsula of Michigan, where it becomes light and variable there, creating a strong sea breeze though. It's quite odd to me, folks. Hold on. Never mind. Winds are up to 30 to 35 miles per hour in Wisconsin and in the western part of upper Michigan. In lower Michigan and the eastern part of upper Michigan, wind speeds are around up to 25 miles per hour, maybe close to 30, except for the coastal parts, the lake shores in the lower peninsula of Michigan, where wind speeds are up to 30 and up. Temperatures in lower Michigan, they're in the mid 80s to mid 90s. Upper Peninsula, temperatures are in the 70s to upper 80s. Wisconsin, temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Let's take a look at Minnesota. Most of Minnesota looks like its winds are moving towards the north, though, along with Iowa and Missouri. But, however, winds are stronger along the Missouri River Valley and in northwestern Missouri and southwestern and western half of Iowa. Winds are about 30 to 40 miles per hour, especially in the southern half of Minnesota. Though in the northwestern corner of Minnesota, winds are up to 25 miles per hour for the most part, yet becoming light and variable in a few areas though. Temperatures in Minnesota, they range from 61 in Duluth to 93 in Morris. Iowa, you do have temperatures that are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Missouri, temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Kansas and Nebraska, okay. So this is where a cold front is located. Hold on. Yeah, I don't have a pen because this is not Radar Omega. This is actually a cold front, folks. I mean, this is quite a drastic turn. Yeah, the scene's quite telling. Cold air here, very hot air on this side. So winds in Kansas and south and eastern Nebraska, winds are blowing towards the north. Yet in Kansas and southeastern Nebraska, winds are blowing at around 30 to 40 miles an hour. But in the western half of Nebraska, winds are actually coming from the north, shifting towards the southwest, or else light and variable though, but its winds are diverging. And in the northern edge of Nebraska, its winds shift from the northwest towards the northeast, but blowing at around up to 20 miles per hour. Temperature-wise, in Kansas, they're in the 90s. In the eastern and southern parts of Nebraska, temperatures are in the 90s. In the western half of Nebraska, temperatures are in the mid-70s to mid-80s. On to the Dakotas. And though throughout much of the Dakotas, winds are coming from the northwest, blowing at up to 30 miles an hour, shifting towards the northeast in the eastern edges of South and North Dakotas. Its wind speeds in the eastern edge of South Dakota, they're blowing up to 40 miles an hour. They do have an area of surface low pressure center in the northwestern part of Minnesota, which I failed to mention. Temperatures are in South Dakota, they range from 61 in Buffalo to 97 in Huron. In South Dakota, North Dakota, temperatures range from 61 in Dickinson to 91 in Fargo. Let's move on to Montana and the Northern Rockies, Winds in the Northern Rockies, they're very light, but they look like as though they may be moving towards the southeast, though. In southern Idaho, winds are shifting from the west towards the northeast. Wyoming, for the most part, winds, they are moving from the southwest, but they're becoming light and variable in some areas of Wyoming. But from what it looks like in the northeastern corner of Wyoming, winds are moving towards the southeast. But in the center of Wyoming, you do have plenty of winds that are blowing up to 40 miles per hour. But in the eastern and northern parts of Montana, you do have winds that are blowing up to 35 miles per hour. Moving from the northwest towards the east and then back towards the southeast. Did I say winds coming from the northwest in northern Montana? If not, I deeply apologize. Temperatures in Montana, they range from 44 in Bozeman to 61 in Miles City. Idaho, temperatures in the northern half of the state, they are in the upper 30s to mid 40s. So southern half, temperatures are in the 50s to mid 60s. Wyoming, well, you do have temperatures that are, well, they range from 52 in Cody to 80 in Cheyenne. Let's go on over to the Colorado Rockies, where winds are generally blowing towards the northwest. But in the northeastern corner of the state, there are winds that are coming from the northeast, but becoming light and variable, or just moving towards Cheyenne, where it'll meet with an area of surface low pressure center. But it's very light, though, compared to winds that are blowing at about up to 40 miles an hour in the eastern part of Colorado. But elsewhere, it's just up to 35. In Utah, winds are generally blowing towards the east, but in the western part of Utah, it's very light and variable, though. But the winds in the eastern part of Utah, they're blowing at about up to 35 miles an hour. In Nevada, winds are somewhat light and variable, though, but in the northeastern corner of the state, it's moving towards the east, blowing at up to 20 miles per hour, but elsewhere it's just quiet. Temperatures in Colorado, they range from the low 80s to mid 90s. Utah, You get temperatures ranging from 55 in Logan to 84 in St. George, Nevada. In the northern part of the state, temperatures range from the mid 50s to mid 60s. In the southern Nevada, temperatures are in the 70s to mid 80s. In New Mexico, winds are blowing towards the northeast generally, but in the northeastern corner of the state, wind speeds are around up to 40 miles an hour. Arizona, winds are generally also blowing towards the northeast, but the strongest winds are up to 30 miles an hour, up to 35 maybe. In New Mexico, in the northern half, well, throughout much of New Mexico, temperatures are in the, hold on just a minute just to see where Alpine is located. Okay, so it's located in Arizona. Okay, now I can finally shatter that myth. Let me check the chat real quick just in case if I missed it. Haven't missed a thing. Okay. Just making sure. Let's see. Temperatures in New Mexico range from the 80s to mid 90s. Arizona, in the northern half of the state, temperatures range from 71 in Flagstaff to 84 in Kingman. Southern half of the state, temperatures are in the 90s. Let's go to California. Winds are very light and variable in the interior parts of California, but on the coastal side, winds for the most part are paralleling the California coast, blowing offshore at around 40 miles an hour. On the immediate coastal part of California, blowing up to 35 miles an hour. Except for Southern California, where winds are moving in towards the LA Basin and San Diego, Orange County, where winds are blowing up to 20 miles per hour there. Central Valley, California, though, winds are moving up to 20 miles per hour there. Maybe close to 25 in a few areas, though. Temperatures in places like San Diego, they're at 70, 97 in Indio, 80 in LA, 86 in Fresno and Bakersfield. Temperatures are in the 70s in the Bay Area, 84 in Sacramento and Chico, 82 in Redding, 59 in Eureka. Let's go to the Pacific Northwest, where you have very light winds pushing towards the east generally, but very light and variable in the southwestern corner of Oregon. But from what it looks like in the very, very, very southwestern corner of Oregon, meaning the coastal part of southwestern Oregon, it looks like winds are moving towards towards down the coast at around 35 miles an hour. But in central Washington state plus northeastern Oregon, winds are blowing up to 25 to 30 miles an hour in a few areas. Temperatures in Oregon, they are in the 50s to mid 60s. Washington state, temperatures are in the mid 60s to mid 70s. All right. Now on to gusts. Well, it's quite gusty in places like the Hudson Valley of upstate New York, the interior portions of southern New England. They're blowing at around 40 to 50 miles an hour. The coastal part of southern New England and Long Island and parts of the Jersey Shore, the gusts are blowing between 30 and 50 miles an hour. But that's just an estimate, though. Let's go to the Great Plains and Upper Mississippi Valley, where winds are blowing past 60 miles per hour in some areas towards the north, and in the Colorado Rockies also blowing near or past 60 miles an hour towards the northeast, though. Especially in Texas, blowing up to 60 miles an hour in terms of gusts, just moving towards the north. Offshore California, they're blowing along the parallel down the coast, just right around up to 50 miles an hour. Okay, so now let's talk about humidity. Well, there's plenty of humidity in upstate New York, the Poconos, and northern New Jersey. Florida, plenty of humidity. In the peninsula part of the state, North Dakota, a lot of humidity. And as well as much of Montana and the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho. And a little bit in the Pacific Northwest. And let's talk about rainfall accumulation. So what do we have here? So for rainfall accumulation, we do have an estimate of up to 2 inches to 3 or close to 4 inches in a few areas. In places like Minnesota, Wisconsin, on the northwestern corner of Iowa, southeastern South Dakota, northern Nebraska, and even in the northeastern parts of North Dakota. Just up to an inch of rain in the northern Rockies, like Montana and Idaho, and just up to 2 inches of rain, an inch or two of rain in western Texas, and just about up to an inch of rain in southern Florida. Let's go to here, the upper level winds. So what do we have here? Okay, hold on just a minute. All right, I'm back. Let me see the chat real quick. I failed to do that. Okay, so wait, it's supposed to be there. All right, so this is what the current setup of the upper atmosphere looks like at 500 millibars. So there is a large ridge just located over the Ohio Valley. Excuse me. A trough over Montana and the northern Rockies, as well as just another one in northern California. Which means that there's a lot of bad weather right around places like the Great Plains, Northern Plains, Rockies, and parts of the Great Basin, Desert Southwest. But however, you're not seeing much. We'll go over throughout the whole thing as time rolls around, folks. But one thing's for sure is that there's going to be a lot of heat going forward. Places like the Upper Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and the Northeast. Excessive heat warnings and watches have been, as well as heat advisories have been issued throughout those places. Now let's move on to tomorrow morning. Well, rather tomorrow night, 24 hours from now. So a big area, big ridge, it's going to sit there for a few days, but yet it's going to slowly move east. There's going to be a trough over the Sierra Nevadas in California. And just a tiny bit of ridge over British Columbia. And the heat will persist for days. Places like the Ohio Valley, parts of the Great Lakes, and the Northeast. And there will be storms that may occur in places like the Rockies, Great Basin, parts of the Desert Southwest, the Upper Mississippi Valley, Northern Plains. Now moving forward towards Tuesday night. So by Tuesday night, there's going to be a large area of ridge. It's going to be over. Well, it's going to be a large ridge just sitting there over the Ohio Valley. It's why it's whitening, folks. So that means there's going to be more heat throughout places like the Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, parts of the Great Lakes region in the south, as well as the Northeast. They're still going to get a lot of heat, folks, for Tuesday night. Storms will happen in places like the Desert Southwest, Rocky Mountains, parts of the Desert Southwest. I don't know if I already said that, but my apologies if I did. And even the Northern Plains and some parts of the Southern Plains too. But we'll check that out soon. Finally, by Wednesday night, a ridge will start to weaken. Weakening of the upper level pressure, upper level high pressure area, which means that the ridge may weaken, but still wide though, which means that more heat is going to remain throughout the Great Plains, southern Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and the Northeast. It's going to be a trough just located over Southern California, which means that there is going to be a storm that's going to occur. Places like the Southern Great Plains, Texas, even the Upper Mississippi Valley, but we'll check that out soon. Right, so now let's switch gears to back here. And this time I remembered. I apologize for that, folks. Yeah, from yesterday. Alright, so now let's check the models right now using the NAM. And let's take a look at the temperatures for tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning, there is going to be a lot of warm lows all across anywhere just east of the rock. Well, actually, that would be too lazy of me. Throughout the south, Central Plains, Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes, Northeast, a little bit in the Desert Southwest, but not as much as those in the east. But there is going to be a lot of cold temperatures in the Rockies and parts of the Great Basin. By tomorrow night, what's going to happen tomorrow night? Well, there is going to be a lot of heat all across the south, as well as the mid-Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region, much of the Northeast, especially the Desert Southwest, Central Valley, California. For Tuesday morning, there is going to be lots of warm lows throughout much of the south, the Ohio Valley, parts of the Great Lakes region to the south, and plenty of warm lows throughout the Northeast, and even a little bit in South Florida. In the on Tuesday night, there is a lot of heat to go around throughout the entirety of the south, southern half of the Great Plains, mid-Mississippi Valley, southern half of the Great Lakes region, and the Northeast. All over the East Coast, they're going to get the full brunt of heat, as well as Desert Southwest and much of California, as well as the leeward side of the Cascades in Washington State. A little bit of freezing temperatures near Yellowstone. Go to Wednesday morning, where there is going to be more. There's going to be still more persistent warmer lows throughout some places, like much of the East Coast, the Ohio Valley too. Finally, moving on towards Wednesday night, there's still a lot of heat throughout the south, much of the Great Plains, Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, and even much of the East Coast. It's going to get chilly in the northern plains, more heat in the desert southwest and much of California. Let's go back to tomorrow morning where we will discuss dew point. Well, for tomorrow morning, they're anywhere that's east of the Rockies with the exception of the northern plains. There's going to be a lot of excessive humidity all across that part of the country. And as for tomorrow night, a lot of excessive humidity. Places like much of the south, with the exception of western Texas. Though the central part of the Great Plains, entire Mississippi Valley, anywhere points east, there's going to be a lot of excessive humidity. Though, even though there will be humidity in western Texas and eastern New Mexico, especially in the Colorado, in the plains part of Colorado, well, you're getting humidity, but you're not getting as much as those out east. But there is a buildup of humidity throughout the coastal parts of the West Coast. Oh yeah, that's for tomorrow night. I don't know if I already said that. For Tuesday morning, there is going to be a lot of humidity located in the entirety of the South, Central Great Plains, much of the Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region, and the entirety of the the East Coast. What about Tuesday night? So by Tuesday night, anywhere east of the Rockies will be very moist. Though in the eastern half of the Great Plains, there's going to be a lot of excessive humidity, especially points east. Mid-Mississippi Valley and southern half of the Great Lakes region, excessive humidity, as well as throughout much of the West Coast. Finally, no, not finally. Sorry about that. Quite deceiving. Plenty of excessive humidity. Plenty of humidity to go around east of the Rockies. Though there's a little bit of humidity throughout parts of the West Coast, though. But as we move towards Wednesday night, there is a lot of humidity in the eastern half. Well, in the eastern half of the the Great Plains. Points east, though the northern plains and upper Mississippi Valley and even the northern half of the Great Lakes region won't be as humid as those points south. There's still plenty of humidity throughout the West Coast, especially in LA. Let's go back to tomorrow morning to talk about Cape. So what are we talking about Cape? Because there's a lot of Cape throughout much of the Northeast and the Gulf Coast, and even the Ohio Valley, and in the middle part of the South, like Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee, and even parts of the Great Lakes region too. But New York and much of the Northeast, they will experience a lot of convection. Let's go to tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, well, there is going to be a lot of convection all across the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, the megalopolis. They're going to get a lot of convection, especially in the Ohio Valley and even parts of the Midwest, like the Central Plains, and as well as the middle part of the Mississippi Valley, and even some in Mississippi and Alabama. Parts of the Gulf Coast will get some convection. Tomorrow morning, not tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, there is going to be a lot of convection throughout the Mid-Atlantic. Some in the Gulf Coast, especially in the Ohio Valley and even parts of the interior Northeast too. And especially in Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia. So what about Tuesday night? So by Tuesday night, there is excessive amount of convection all across the Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, throughout much of the South, and especially in some parts of the megalopolis parts of the Northeast, and even some in the Adirondacks too, and especially just west of Chicago, but in the eastern part of Iowa and the Ozarks too. Now, what about Wednesday morning? So by Wednesday morning, there's going to be a lot of convection in the Big Bend area, eastern half of the Gulf Coast, the southeast. Well, a good amount of Cape, just anywhere to the east of the eastern half of the Rockies, the Mississippi Valley. They're going to get it, but just anywhere south of Boston, they're going to get a lot of Cape going. But just some convection will occur throughout the Front Range of the Rockies. And finally, lots of convection all across the Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, eastern half of the Gulf Coast. That's a lot, folks, and especially in the upper Mississippi Valley. Some convection throughout the Great Plains. Now let's go back to tomorrow morning, but we're going to talk about precipitation now. So what do we got for tomorrow morning? There's going to be some clouds and showers throughout parts of the Northeast, especially in those parts of the South too, but just some thunderstorms though. But there is going to be some chances of thunderstorms in the western part of Texas and eastern New Mexico. In the Midwest, you do have plenty of clouds, showers, and some storms in the Great Plains, some parts of the Great Plains, and especially some clouds in the Great Basin and the Northern Rockies with some showers and a few storms. Some stray clouds and showers along the West Coast. What about tomorrow night? By tomorrow night, well, you're not seeing much in the Northeast, just a few clouds there. Pop-up showers and storms in some parts of the South. Severe weather is going to occur in places like New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, all the way towards Michigan. Tornadoes can't be ruled out, though. Scattered clouds and showers throughout, and maybe a few rumbles of thunder in the Great Basin, Sierra Nevadas, and some clouds in the Northern Rockies, and a few showers too, especially in some parts of the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side, though. What about Tuesday morning? So by Tuesday morning, just some clouds, a few clouds all across throughout a few parts of the Northeast, clouds and showers, a few storms throughout parts of the South. But there is going to be some severe weather that's going to occur in the same place as the night before, meaning that Monday night and Tuesday, there's going to be plenty of storms in that part of the country, in eastern New Mexico, western Texas, go all the way towards the upper Mississippi Valley of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, and even some clouds in the lower peninsula of Michigan, and as well as some clouds in some parts of the Great Basin and the Northern Plains, and especially some scattered clouds, some stray clouds and showers, a few showers along the West Coast, but not too widespread though. By Tuesday night, there is going to be some clouds and some showers, maybe a few storms in the interior Northeast, New England, pop-up showers and storms throughout many parts of the South, the Mid-Atlantic. Oh, and there's going to be more storms going forward in New Mexico, some parts of the desert Southwest, Great Basin, some stray clouds, showers, and a few storms, especially in the parts of the Northern Rockies. Parts of the Dakotas, there will be some clouds and a few showers. Thunderstorms, potentially for severe weather in the upper Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region. Some clouds in the Pacific Northwest, though. And let's go to Wednesday morning. By Wednesday morning, there are going to be some clouds and some showers throughout the Northeast, especially in the South, but with some thunderstorms, though. But in New Mexico, some showers and some thunderstorms, maybe some severe weather will kick in, especially towards the northern plains, upper Mississippi Valley, some clouds and some showers in Michigan, especially in the Pacific Northwest, including the leeward side of the Cascades and the Bitterroot Mountains. Some stray clouds and a few showers in some places in California, in the West Coast, I mean. Finally, we do have plenty of clouds and showers, maybe rumbles of thunder in parts of the Northeast, the Ohio Valley, much of the South. But there's going to be severe weather to go around places from New Mexico all the way towards Minnesota and Wisconsin. Some showers and clouds throughout the northwestern portion of the country. Alright, so let's see what we got in terms of snowfall for the next 3 days, if there's any. Well, there could be as much as up to 8 inches of snow just southeast of Bozeman. And south of Bozeman, just up to 6 inches of snow. And this right between Rexburg and Boise, Idaho, just right around up to 4 inches of snow there. But in the Sierra Nevadas, maybe up to 6 to 10 inches of snow in a few areas of the Sierra Nevadas. Alright, now that we managed to cover a lot of what's been going on with the national weather discussion, all I can say is, folks, is that there are storms that will occur throughout my area of the country. And, well, there's going to be a lot of heat, though. Although, weather's going to get dry, but not a full guarantee that it'll happen. Some of those days may spawn some thunderstorms, because of how hot and humid it gets, but could interact with cold air in the later part of the week. So, gotta buckle up. You know what they say, what goes up must come down. That's the truth about weather, and that's almost the same, almost as true as, I mean, like, just a little bit true as when you go down, once you hit rock bottom, the only direction you can go is up. And that can be a good thing in life, because if you hit rock bottom, you got nothing more to lose. All you do is that you can only go up, but that depends on where you can go. You can either go back up, but you end up coming back down, or worse, you would fall into a new rock bottom. Or would you end up going the forward direction, the forward up direction, and your next rock bottom would be not as bad as your current rock bottom, but it'll be above your current rock bottom. But that's life, even for me. All right, and now let's move on to Kingdom Hearts 2, since you guys have been waiting for so long because of me doing all the the national weather discussion. So let's do this right now. So without further ado, let's play this game right now and continue where we left off. So what we've done is that we have managed to beat Barbossa, the evil pirate who wanted to steal the gold. Well, no, not really, but more like he wanted to have the blood of Will, just so that he would become immortal. But that failed because Will had the medallion and then managed to kill him after we beat his ass, and knowing the fact that I treated him like as though he represents all of the unrequited nonsense I had to put up with in life, like unrequited love or unrequited job search. You know what I mean? Falling in love with a girl, but then she doesn't love you back, or finding a job you want to but never get hired, or even got an interview at all. I killed him, and as a result, I'm hoping that it reflects in real life that I kill unrequited love and unrequited job search. Just so that I don't have to put up with any more of someone special who I like, and then she rejects me. I'm tired of that. No more. They. It's time. It's time to stop that, and as well as me finding that dream job I want, and they should stop rejecting me. Significant others, and I'm tired of potential significant others and dream jobs rejecting me and ignoring me. Now times are changing, and I want to win. And I'm hoping that what I did with Barbossa representing all that nonsense to happen in real life, just so that I can finally get the one that I want in terms of a relationship and a job that I want. So I don't have to put up with any of those nonsense ever again. Alright, so enough about that. Let's move on. But I do want to change the HDMI channel on my end so that we can move forward. Hold on just a minute. I'm so sorry that I had to put you guys into that kind of rant that I've been doing, since the stream from earlier. But that's just my insecurities talking, just so you know. I'm still setting up though. Just give me a few minutes. Onward, children! Okay, so now that I managed to set everything up, now let's move on. Okay, we're at the Coliseum just because I wanted to enter a new world, but right now I'm not really in the mood for that. Okay, now let's go back. World map is what I was looking for. Okay, so now we gotta find a new world to head over to. Let's just take care of this business. So we got a broken highway part. Now let's get started. Clear the pathway right now. Whew. Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do this, guys. Okay, it says to use the circle button to roll. Like, roll out. Stop them right now. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to dodge because I'm more of an offensive type of fighter. Damn it. Alert. Alert, alert. Da 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 da. That sounds like Pokemon, right? you know, maybe one of these days I will restream Pokemon for you guys on Twitch. I mean, I've done that in the past, back in 2016. I mean, just to mark my 10th anniversary of me streaming for YouTube on my secondary channel on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I've been streaming for a long time, like probably almost 10 years. Well, make that 9 years. I've had some experience with me streaming, and I feel good about it. Now I know what you're thinking, like, why can't I put that on my resume? Well, simply put, I can't do it because, well, simply put, it's just that it may not seem like a professional thing for me to do, for me to put streaming into my resume as professional. But I would need some help with that, or rather, I need an endorsement. Like, probably from my friends. I mean, that would be very, very helpful. Damn it. I don't know how long will I last in this shithole. Well, almost. I barely survived, though. And we did it. Alright. Yeah, I think this is, I think what I assume is Halloween. Oh, yeah, it is Halloween Town. Oh, yeah, just recently I have watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, and it wasn't too bad. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, it's not really too bad. It's about Jack Skellington who wants to bring Christmas to Halloween Town, but the thing is, that's not really his job. He should, like, leave Christmas alone. And also, this guy named Oogie Boogie, that not only, I've known the guy from Kingdom Hearts, but of course, as a villain in the movie, he's practically a bully. Metal orbs. Defeat enemies and collect metal orbs. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna do a live stream of me playing Pokemon for you guys. In which case, I think by now there should be a new generation of Pokemon, probably the 10th generation. But the thing is, I've really screwed myself up with the whole with me not being able to complete the 7th generation, which happens to be Sun and Moon. I mean, if people think like, oh, you're not going to last long in streaming, well, folks, for those doubters out there, I've done this many years ago. Yes, I paused here and there, but it doesn't really mean that I'm not really that naive. I mean, sure, I may not get enough views, but at least I am able to live stream. I mean, it's quite different from me doing a commercialized version of broadcast meteorology. I mean, but the thing is that since I'm on Twitch right now, and if I could become a broadcast meteorologist full time here on Twitch, well, I figured, hey, like, might as well just make money, or rather make a living. Oh shit! Dude, I'm getting myself killed here. Shit, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh boy, yeah, we are dead. Let's try this again. So it is 7:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. For those of you just tuning in, my name is Marlon, and this is episode 11 of Mushroom City of Kingdom Hearts 2. Hope you guys having a good Sunday, or just hoping that you guys having a good weekend on your end on a weekday if you work on weekends, or hoping that your life gets better. I don't know. But my point is that hoping that everyone has a good day, whether if they are or not. Shit, 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 shit. Oh, I'm getting hit. I'm getting hit. Getting hit. Too much damage I've taken. Oh boy. Damn, I'm taking too much damage from this son of a bitch. Ugh, looks like I'm not ready after all. Let's go back to the world map. So I figure let's go to Halloween Town, because, you know, it's fun. Level 24. Man, folks, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so get more points. I heard he said go dummy. Now you may not hear, but he's the dumbass who left, who broke his promise to his wife, Daisy. Some husband he is. Dude, I bet Daisy's gonna beat the living shit out of Donald so bad that he's gonna get his ass whooped. Literally. Because when was the last time he wore pants? Like, seriously. I bet... Oh, damn it. I'm like, I don't know when was the last time that Donald wore pants. I don't know when was the last time he wore pants. I bet it never happened, because maybe he's allergic to pants or shorts. Does anyone in the chat, you guys, in your opinion, do you guys think that Donald Duck should wear pants? No one wants to see his ass. Maybe get his ass whooped by his wife. Yeah, for breaking that promise of him having a date, and then stood her up. Finally! All it took was just a couple beatings. Alright. Okay, so we'll never, ever have to try this again in the near future. Hopefully. The whole taking on that guy. Yeah. Let's go to Agrabah first. Let's land there. Fuck off, you stupid parrot. You should have been food by now. Yeah, come on, Donald. Sure you are. Where's your buddy? Where's your buddy, Jafar? Oh, keep an eye on you, dude. Can't really trust you. You know what Tupac said? Trust nobody. Oh, we got more heartless assholes to deal with. Defeat the heartless. That's all we gotta do. Oh, you got a heartless cockroach here. Excellent job. Well, we got another fight to deal with. Come on. Plenty of cockroaches here. A total infestation. You think you think being spawned back here is a good idea, huh? Well, guess what? Go back to the afterlife. Oh, there's too many of them. No, they're turning on Iago. Whoop. Yep, the Heartless. They're getting their ass whooped. Indirectly, though. By accident. Yeah, be on your best behavior, Iago. We got the map of Agrabah. Let's save real quick. Just to see. No treasure. Saving is your best friend, of course. Still at level 21. Pathetic. Right, let's go to Agrabah. Now, where do we go right now? Got a high potion. Yeah, this place is different from the original Kingdom Hearts. So let's grab as many items as we can, open many chests. Here we go. Now we got that duality puzzle piece. Oh, didn't mean to go there. Jasmine. Okay, now where is Aladdin? Don't get cocky, Sora, but... Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, probably it's because of the nobodies. Yeah, Organization 13 may be behind all this shit. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of convincing, a lot of proof. Well, of course. Aladdin's chimp. What the hell? Yeah, something's not right with Aladdin. He's probably a thief. Abu. Hey, look. Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back. Just a curiosity, guys. Do you guys, is it true that that Iago's voiced by Gilbert Gottfried? Girlfriend? Why, is she a lesbian? I see. So it's the genie who's acting strange. But to Jasmine, you are. Oh boy. That lamp. Alright. Alright, let's do this. Let me check the abilities for Sora. Now there are two. Unleashes an attack that deals damage to nearby enemies. Or aerial spiral closes in on far targets in midair and unleashes spinning attacks. Sorry about that. I'm trying to think, folks. I'm trying to be wise here. Let's go ahead and do that. Nothing for Donald. Goofy. Now we're going to complete Agrabah. Highly doubtful, actually. Not. Okay, so Sora's level is at 22 right now. Okay, so Latin's power went up, level went up. Yeah, I gotta find the safe spot, you guys. If I don't find that safe spot, I'm screwed. Peddler's shop. Oh yeah, how much shit is the lamp? Donald, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, so Donald is, he's a total loon. Oh boy. There are lots at the palace. The Cave of Wonders. Let's see if we can go this way. The bazaar. Well, there are a lot of enemies to tackle because the vendor, well, they're hiding inside the vendors, so you gotta keep a sharp eye on them. Oh, the big guy! Big guy's back. You know, we see a bunch of more. There are more heartless animals, especially the fat guy. Ah, damn it. Ah, damn. There we go. Nice job, you guys. Nice job. We still need to save, though. Can't get inside. Oh, man. Okay, then. High potion, excellent. Alright, let's save again. Well, not save again. Sorry about that, folks. Ah, boy. Can't take a break, folks. Can't take one fucking break. Heartless. Palace. Just want a save point. Alright, guys, nice. Door's locked. I still need to find that save point. Looking everywhere, folks. So many heartless thugs are everywhere. Peddler's shop. Can't seem to find the right place. I've already been there. Let's go back to the bazaar. It's quite a maze here. Great, back to where we've started. That's just great. This is as fun as it can get. Bazaar again. Nope. Yeah, I'm a little lost, folks. 7:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. For those of you just tuning in, my name is Marlon. This is episode 11 of Kingdom Hearts 2. Right now, I am lost in Agrabah. So what I'm saying is that we are here, but we have. The thing is that I'm not going to be able to finish Agrabah in time. Might have to finish this another time. Maybe next week if I come home. Think we have to go back to the bazaar. Yeah, but unfortunately, I am lost. Let's go here. There we go. Let's save real quick. So after all, a friend of mine told me that saving is your best friend. Let me open the chest. Skill ring. Nice. Let me try to save again. To the Cave of Wonders, folks. Oh, that peat. Ah, more heartless. Annoying as hell, right? Okay. More heartless cockroaches. So annoying as hell. Excellent job, you guys. Now on to the Cave of Wonders. Gliders. Well, rather, not gliders. Sorry, I thought you were one of them. Ah! Son of a bitch. Good. Oh, boy. This'll never end. Damn it. I'll have to kill you. You need to die. Mithril stone, I mean. Oh. No, Donald. Excellent. Got it. Oh, two big guys. You got bodyguards. Oh, more heartless. They keep popping up everywhere. Alright, we leveled up to 23. That's good. Hey, thug. Oh, shit. You got another... The fat guy right there. Come out here and fight like a man. It'd be fun to jump that fat Heartless off the cliff. Oh, another fat guy. Excellent, level 24 for Aladdin. Onward, children! What the hell is that? Oh, a jewel floats above. Looks like something might fit in the pedestal hole. Wait, what is this? Oh boy. What do? Fight them? They're just statues lead Boo to the pedestal. Huh. Well, I wouldn't call it easy. That was just lucky. Sorry about that. Let's save real quick before, it's too late. We're at level 23, of course. Onward. The Chasm of Challenges. Complete your task within the time allotted. Hold on. Let me sit. Right. My leg. Let's activate it. Let's activate it. Activate it. Defeat all the enemies. Here it comes. First round! Gotta make this fast. Shit. Here we go. I got the daylight puzzle piece. Oh, we got the fat guy. Damn it. Haha, the Heartless. The fat Heartless is... Oh, you got two of them. Damn it. Damn, we got one Heartless to deal with. He's still got a lot left of him. Damn it. Guys, help! Damn it. Well, we're in hell. That was tough. Taking on the fat guy. The fat guys. We got heartless ice cubes. Fat guy alert. Damn it. It's always getting to me. Why? I jumped. Gotta get behind the fat guy right now. I need to kill him. Ah! Ah! Here we go. Now one fat guy's gone. Still got one fat guy to deal with. Excellent. Excellent work, you guys. Whew, that was nuts. Let's open the chests right now before we can save. Got the Cape of Wonders map. Stop up. Hold on just a minute, folks. Alright, I'm back. Alright. Oh yeah, we got another chest to open. Excellent work. Save. Let me have a quick drink. Alright. Now that we save, let's translate. Victory of the trial. You possess great strength. We only got about 11 minutes of streaming left. Let's just move forward to here. Gold. Donald, don't you dare take all the gold. You do that, I'm gonna tell your wife Daisy, and then she's gonna kick your ass when you get home. Or rather, maybe you're gonna use the money to divorce her, just so that you can find a nice hot wife than Daisy. But that means she'll kill you. And look what we got. We got the fat cunt right there. Oh boy. Pete's gonna do something sinister. Seems like Donald's gone crazy. Now we got heartless animals to fight. Because you got greedy, dude. Defeat all the heartless. There's like hundreds of enemies being thrown at us at one time. It's like we're defeating an entire army of those assholes. Now we got 3 fat guys to deal with. We're not going to survive this at this rate. Damn it! It's always me who's at the worst end of things. I can't get out of this. Oh shit. Every time when I turn around. Damn it, I can't get out of this shit. Yeah. I'm in danger. I gotta get out of here. I can't get out! Unbelievable. Oh boy, that was awful. Yeah, that's a lot of enemies that we have to deal with every time. Like an entire army that we got to deal with. Three fat guys alert. Wow, they're making it unavoidable, the attacks. Stop doing that. Oh my god. They're always thinking a couple steps ahead of us. Stop doing that. They're just trying to break my will, huh? I don't think so. Damn it. always at a place so I'm trying to avoid. Yet they always come after me. Okay, so we only got one more fat guy to deal with. Watch this. Okay, finally we did it. Yeah, that was pretty difficult, folks. Really difficult. Yeah, that's Pete. He's up to no good again. Oh boy. Well, folks, we're gonna have to leave it there for now. I do need to find a save point. Oh boy, we got more enemies to fight. Let's go back to the bazaar. We're gonna have to take a break from the enemies for a while, just so that we can make our way towards where? Cave of Wonders. Well, not really to the Cave of Wonders, but more like to the nearest save point. Ah! Guys, forget it. Back to the palace walls. Save real quick, because our time is up. You know, in terms of streaming. We can take a sip. Alright. Yeah, so we saved in the palace walls, but just to be on the safe side, it wouldn't hurt just to save again. Alright. We're gonna go back to the title screen, because apparently, this is the time where I gotta close out the stream. For those of you who were expecting the weather topic of the day, that already happened in the previous stream. We've done that today. And it was about the difference between scattered and isolated thunderstorms. And let me just go back. Alright, let me change the HDMI channel on my end. Alright. Now let's change to the Radar Omega scene. So right now, oh man, I forgot to change that to this one and play it for you guys, but instead I got carried away and just wanted to focus on playing the game. But anyway, it is what it is. I mean, no tornado warnings, which is good, though there are severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll just only focus on that, New Mexico, Nebraska, Texas, and Canada. Well, there are thunderstorms in the south, especially in the northern plains and the northern Rockies. Some wet weather, a few storms. But in some areas, winter weather because of the elevation and the freezing line. But the weather topic of the day was the difference between isolated and scattered thunderstorms. So, scattered thunderstorms, they cover 30 to 50% of the forecasted area. And isolated thunderstorms, just a lot less, like right around like 10 to 30% of the overall forecasting area. I mean, it's in the clip that I've already done. But when am I going to be streaming the next time? Well, actually, I'll be streaming you guys on Tuesday. I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I need to rest. But maybe there's a good chance that maybe I'll stream, but only for National Weather Discussion or even Minecraft. I don't know. I got to make up my mind. But all I know is that this week I won't be driving until next weekend, because at that time I'll probably get myself a new car, and once I do, I'll get back to streaming in regular times like 6 to 8 p.m. But right now, everything's up in the air, and it takes me a while to walk from work to home, which is why I'm very uncertain. But if I stream for you guys at 6 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, that's normal. But we'll be playing Minecraft, but the next time we'll play Kingdom Hearts 2. Might be next Sunday, maybe. Might as well just, pay attention to, my socials, just so that you guys will know when I'll be streaming the next time. But it wouldn't hurt just for you guys to hit me with a follow and turn on the notifications, just so that you guys know when I'll be streaming the next time, or when I'll be streaming by then. But until then, peace out, everybody. Love y'all. And stay safe out there, no matter what the weather is. Until then, love you all. Peace out. Signing out.